I want to try a hack that I have done with census records, but I want to try it on this passenger list from 1881. So the first thing you need to know is that I'm working on Anker Lorentzen Jensen. He was born in Denmark and immigrated to the United States in 1881. As you can see down here, he was a resident in 1880, and he departs Hamburg, Germany, and comes to the United States. He arrives in July of 1881 into New York. All right, so what we're going to do is, he is on image 26. Hopefully I can remember that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this. So if we look at the index, we can see that he's not too far from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. Okay, let's close this for a second. He is on the 6th line. I think that's not one of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here he is. All right, Anker. See, Jensen, Anker. He's 25 years old, and I believe that means he's male. What does that say? I'm not sure. Let's see what the index says. Because, you know, I don't read German. Yeah, he's he's male. Okay, he's 25 years old. His birth date's 1856. That's right. Born, resident of Kolding, Denmark. Okay, totally makes sense. This is him. Okay, let's see if there's anything else here. He is a baker. That's what that means. And what else can we say here? The ship's name is Herder. I don't know what that means exactly, but so we've got a little bit of information here. Okay, so what we're going to do first is I'm going to close this, and we're going to look at the film strip. Now, whoops, where'd the film strip go? Sorry. So what we're going to do, we're on image 26, just kind of remember that. So we're going to go back, and we're looking for header information. And I'm looking for something that might be the beginning of this particular file. And this looks like it. Okay, so this is the 6th of July, 1881. I'm pretty sure this is the top of this form, of this passenger list. Yep, because this is starting with number 1. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open an Excel spreadsheet. Now, don't freak out about Excel. You can do the same thing on Google Sheets if you don't have Excel, and I'll show you briefly how to do that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this into his file, and then I'll get back to you. So I'm saving this in a Jensen Johnson folder, and if my computer would not be so slow, it would go. There we go. So I'm just going to save it here because there may be some of these other family members that appear in this, but I did put his name on it and said I'm extracting the 1881 passenger list, and I did not mean to go Francis. So we're just going to put it under Jensen Johnson. I'm going to hit save. And all it is right now is a blank form. So the whole goal here is to extract the entire passenger list from this ship. So this is image 17. I'm going to jump back to image 26 for a moment and show you something. Normally when we are looking at passenger lists, and here he is again, Anker Jensen, we're normally looking for other people by the same name or other family members by the same name in the passenger list. And a lot of times, you know, when they're putting their name on the list, they're standing with groups of other family members, but I don't see any other Jensens here. However, when I was goofing around looking through the census record, I did see some other Jensens, and I don't know if they're family members or not, but what I want to do is see if we can extract all of this information into an Excel spreadsheet so that we can sort it, because right now you can't sort it in any way. So here we are back on image 17. I thought that was yeah. All right, so this is the beginning over here. So Marie is the first one, and that's this person here. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to copy. I'm like literally, you know, dragging my mouse all the way over and all the way down. So I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to say Control C. Now I'm going to go over to my Excel spreadsheet, and I'm going to come down probably to B2, and I'm going to right click and I'm going to say Paste Special as Text. Now, people have done this in the past. The only way you can do this is if you're using Chrome. If you're on Firefox or something else, it won't work. So I just pasted it in there, and now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put 1881 passenger list. Let's see. I think this ship was Herder. And it was, let me double check. It was Hamburg to New York. So I'm going to put that in here. Let me get back over here. So I'm going to say Germany to New York. Now, what I'm going to do, just for grins and giggles, is I'm going to highlight this column just by clicking on the number 2, and I'm going to hit bold. Come on. Now, you can see all these things are kind of crowded together. All we have to do to make that fit is we're going to click on the B column, and we're going to drag all the way across. And then I'm going to hover my mouse till I get the double-headed arrows, and I'm going to double-click. And it automatically resizes everything. Now, in some cases, I may not need it to be resized that big, but for now, I'm just going to leave it. And there's a reason why I'm doing this, and it's so that I can sort by any of these columns. So let me copy and paste some more of these images. So I'm going to save early, save often. I'm going to go back to the next image. I'm on the second image, which is actually image 18. But for this particular ship, I'm on the second image. See, we can see this by the numbers up here. See? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste. And this time I'm not going to copy the headers. I'm just going to start with Frederick here, or Fred, and go all the way down, all the way to the right. I'm just dragging all the way down to the lower right. Okay. In fact, I can probably close this now. Control C to copy. Go back over to the Excel spreadsheet. Right click, paste special, text, go. And hopefully everything continues to line up, and it did. Now this is, what I forgot to do was image numbers. So let's do that. Image number, and I think the first one was 17. So I'm just going to drag that 17 down to where Frederick was. Hopefully I can find him. Is that it? Let me double check. Let me double check that image because I'm not sure I got that right. So, whoops, wait for it. We're going to go back one image because I want to see who's at the bottom of this list. And I'm going to grab this control bar and move it over. So it looks like Adam Roth is the last person on the first image. So let me go fix that. So we're going to come back over here. Here's Adam Roth here. So this is where image 18 starts. And we're going to drag 18 all the way to the bottom. And I know people will tell me there's a quick way to double click and make that 18 go all the way to the bottom. Half the time it doesn't work for me, but anyway, so I'm going to minimize that. Now we want to go to image, we already did image 18, so we're going to go to image 19, whoops, 19, and it's loading. And then once it loads, we'll go to the top, we're in the left side, put my mouse right next to her name, and I'm going to click and drag all the way to the right. And remember, there's a lot of other columns here, so it's got to go all the way to the right. And I got it all. Control C to copy. Now I'm in the right place. Right click, paste special, text, hit OK. Some people have had a problem in the past. I'm going to try this. I think if I double click this, there it goes. gives me 19 all the way down. So I had to double click that little right hand handle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and kind of fast forward through some of this. But all you have to do, even though everything is highlighted, all you have to do is hit the right hand button and the next page will automatically be highlighted for you. Then you Control C. You don't even have to look at it. Come over here, Control V to paste, or right click. Oh, sorry, paste special. Sorry, no Control V. And then we're going to go 20. Then we're going to go back up to the 20 and double click the handle. And it automatically puts image 20 all the way down to, looks like Joseph Danzer. So let's go back over here and double check. Ooh, I didn't pick them all up. Look at that. Good thing I checked. So I may not have gotten them all. So then we want to copy and paste all the rest of this. All the rest of this. All right. Control C to copy. I thought I got them all, which means I may not have gotten them all from the previous page. That could be a problem. Okay, so I goofed, right? So I copied part of this. Now I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to right click, paste special, text, go. This is going to be a double click on the 20. And what I need to do is go back up one image and see if I got them all. So this one ended on whatever F.R. Hines is. So let's see if we got them all on this one. I'll show you how to fix it if I didn't. So let's go back. F.R. Hines is here. Yeah, that is the bottom of the page. So I did get them all. All right. If I had missed and I had not captured them all, you could come in here and then like highlight a certain number of cells and insert some columns. I'm not going to do that because it's working fine. So now I'm going to keep going. So here I'm in image 21 and I'm going to start it all the way at the top, all the way down to the bottom, all the way to the right. All right, I think I got it all. Control C to copy. Right click, paste special, text, go. Image 21. Now remember, my guy was on image 27. So I'm going to pause the video for a second and I'm going to work my way there. Now here's something you should be aware of. When I went to image 22, you know, everything was highlighted, but it wasn't the entire thing. So I had scrolled down just to double check, and oh, come on. It's giving me grief. Let's see if I can get somewhere else. Now let's see if I can. Nope. I'm having a hard time copying and pasting. Sometimes if you don't get your mouse in just the right place, it's hard. Anyway, the whole list was not highlighted. I am having a devil of a time. There we go. There we go. All right. Anyway, the whole list was not highlighted, so just be sure that you're checking each page. Control C to copy. Right click, paste, special. You need to have a recent version of Excel to do this. Now, if you were doing this on Google Sheets, you would right click, paste special, and then click values only, and it does the same thing. All right, now I'm going to pause and keep moving ahead. Now some people might be saying, why aren't you just going Control A to highlight everything? And that's because I don't want these headers, and it will highlight those headers. So I used to do it that way when I first started, and it was just a pain in the butt to delete out the headers for every page. So I don't do that anymore, and I just find this to be easier. If you're new to Excel and you want to change the name of your tabs down here, it just said sheet before, just double click on it and then you can type what you want and then click away from it and it'll be done. If you need to add a new tab, you could do that and then you could, you know, give it another name and whatever. So if you want to delete it, right click and delete that tab. Save early, save often is what I say. Now what we're going to ultimately do is search by some different criteria here, and the only downside to this particular one is that the surname, the first name and the last name are in the same field, which makes it a little more challenging, but it's not bad. We can work around that. So one of the reasons why it is important to keep track of the image numbers, because you can't capture the image numbers when you're copying and pasting, is because if you find somebody that you want, you know, like we go and filter and sort and do different things, you'll see here in a little bit, because if we find someone we want to know what image he was on, so then we can then go, oh, image 27, then we can pop back over to image 27 in here and look at it in the image or in the index as needed. So that's one of the reasons why we are doing the image numbers. And if you're new here and you're wondering, what the heck am I doing? I'm on Ancestry, and I am extracting some of the data from a specific passenger list. And so that's what I'm doing. So A. Rosenblatt, let's go and see if we've captured everybody in this image, in this record. So we've got some totals here, and you know, everything's written in German, so I'm not 100% sure, but that looks like the last person on this passenger list. And so I'm going to go to the next image and just kind of double check that, but I think that's probably going to be the header of a new one, maybe, question mark. It's kind of hard to tell. These kind of look like totals to me. And then this looks like, looking at the headers, I'm looking for a date, 13th of July, 1881. So I think this is a different date, because if I recall, my guy was traveling on the 7th of July. So hopefully I haven't copied too much information, but let me, whoops, went the wrong place. Hang on, let me get back there. 1881, passenger list, go. And the header on this one was on image 17. Oh, it was the 6th of July. Okay. So anyway, I think I've captured all of that information now. So let's go over to the thing that I've got here, and we're going to save. And now what we can do is we can put all the way, look at these, all these passengers that we captured from that passenger list. And of course, I would put more information about the source information, you know, found on Ancestry. I might even put the hyperlink to this particular record. In fact, that's not a bad idea. Let's just go ahead and do that. Control C to copy. Whoops. You like looking at a blank screen, don't you? And now I'm going to put the hyperlink in here. Actually, what you can do is go passenger list found here, or maybe like here. And then what you can do, you can right click and you can link the URL, and now someone can copy that. And click on that and go forward. All right, so now we have, I'm going to highlight this column, the number 2 column, and I'm going to come to my Home tab, and I'm going to go to Filters, and I'm going to say, I'm just going to click this filter, and what it does is it gives me these little drop downs. So what I can do, one of the things that I wanted to do, remember my guy was on image 20 something. What was it? 27? 20? Okay, I don't know where he was. What we're going to do is we're going to come over here and hit the drop down menu. And now we can see everybody in this list. And the cool part about this, if you'll notice, these people are not in alphabetical order, but if we click on this, it is in alphabetical order. Unfortunately, it's going to be in alphabetical order by first name. So let's unselect and search from here. Let's go Anchor. There he is, right there. I don't know why that find button wouldn't work. Okay, so that works. So now it basically truncated the list to anybody by the name of Anchor Jensen. All right, so let's go back and select all so we get them all back. And let's, so if you, let me back up. Let's do this again. Anchor Jensen. Now look, I hadn't deselected it, but we're gonna select him this time. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to copy because this is written in German. I'm going to copy this, Control C, just so I have it. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to select all. One of the things that I was questioning when I was looking at this passenger list was how many people are from that area? You know, people migrated from the same location. So if we deselect all and we go, what was that? Was it Kolding, Denmark, I think? So if we go down here to Kolding, Denmark, and the other cool thing about this is if there was various spellings that were similar, they're going to be all pretty much lined up in alphabetical order here. So I'm going to hit OK. And now I can see that there are 3 people, including my ancestor, from Kolding. Now, what if I wanted to find more people from just Denmark? Let's go Denmark. And actually, they spelled it Danemark. All right, it's not finding that. Let's clear that. And by the way, you can also clear all of your filters up here, but they're all cleared right now anyway. So I used this trick when I was trying to find a 6-year-old boy in a census record in the United States. And it was very cool because I was searching and searching and searching, and I could not find him under his name. And so then what I did was I searched by age. And this column does this have an age? It does. Oh, look, it's got dates and then it's got ages. So if I was looking for a 6-year-old, I could deselect everything and just pick 6, and then it would give me everybody who is 6 years old. So there are other people by the name of Madsen, maybe. So let's go look at other family names that are Madsen and see if there are any. I don't see any there. Let's just scroll down and see if we see any Madsens. Maybe it's spelled differently. Scrolling. I don't see any Madsens. All right, let's try Johnson. Nope. So it looks like I was really kind of looking to see if there was, you notice I stopped with Jens just to see if there was any difference in spellings. And there are a lot of Jensens here. So what if it happens if I type just Jensen? So now you can see we have a Marie, a Karen, a Jens, Elsie, Anne, and Anchor. It's very possible that these are other family members. I know there's a Karen and a Marie and a Jens. So I would have to go look at these people and see if their dates and locations line up. So let's hit OK. Most of them are from Denmark, it looks like, which is interesting. So I'd have to then pop over to my family tree and see if some of these people are in my tree. So let me go do that. So what I did was I went over to my tree and I searched Jensen to see what other names might be popping up. Here's a Jens Sorensen Jensen, and this Jens 1878. This is not a match. This guy's born way too early. And so this is just a great way to be able to double check to see if by chance, there is other family members. It doesn't look like I have any other Jensens on. Remember, this is just one passenger list. All of these guys probably came over under on different ships. What would be really fun is if Ancestry had a way for us to search all of those who immigrated, everybody in our tree who immigrated in 1881. So I don't know, you know, in various names. Look, I've got Jen's daughter and Sorensen and all kinds of different names here, Madsen, that all came from Denmark if they came over. And so it might be that there are some other people on this list that that are just not showing here. But, you know, by the way, you can pick multiple people. So if I also found some Mads, nothing popping on that, Madsen. Yeah, so you can always add, like, if you see some people that you go, oh, there's a Sorensen, let me go look them up. Let me get down there. Oh, I was swinging by and I thought, oh. See, like I've got Schroeders in this family too, and I noticed there were some Schroeders on this list. Whether they're my Schroeders or not, I don't know. Wait for it. I thought I saw some Schroeders. And it may have been on another list because I may have gone too far. Yeah, I don't see it here. Oh, wait a minute. That would have been a last name, not a first name. Schroeder. See, and Schroeder is spelled differently. See, here it is. Anna Schroeder. So how can I deselect? I want to deselect all of these other ones, but I want to select Schroeder. See? So what I can do is basically this is adding to the list. I wonder if I can just drag. Nope. I have to deselect each one. And all I did, this is a Schroeder, so let's leave that one there. This could be a Schroeder. You know, this is either human indexing or machine indexing, and so it may not get the spelling just right. So that's why it's kind of just going with the SCH to see, here's another Schroeder, to see if perhaps, I'm going to leave all of those other possible Schroeders in there. There's another one, Ida. See, there's just a variety of spellings. And you got to keep in mind too, the guy who's sitting here writing this down is probably a German person, and Schroeder, I believe, is a German name, but he may spell it differently, and then, you know, a change of shift and another guy walks up and starts to take names down, and his version of how to spell Schroeder might be completely different. And so I even have pictures of possible Schroeder children who had immigrated from Denmark. They originated in Germany, though. All right, so I hit OK, and now I've added all the Schroeders to the list. I've even got a Schultz in there, which I didn't really need. But so now I can go and I can search my list for SCH and see how many. There's a Carl Schroeder, Herman Schroeder. This looks like it probably is Henrika or Henrik. And so anyway, that's kind of how you do that, to see if you can find anybody, any other family members in a passenger list. The one nice thing about this now is I can come over here to filters, and I can, where am I? I'm in the wrong place. Filters, and I can clear all the filters. I can save this, and now I've got this forever. If I go and find that there's a Dorothy Schroeder in my family later on, I'm like, let's go see. 1847, yeah, that could be the same person. Look, it's even got the relationship. God, I love it. This is a really nice passenger list to find.